We're moving into a 3-point hamstring stretch. So standing comfortable, your feet are about hip distance apart. You're going to angle your toes out about 45 degrees. From here, tuck your chin to your chest, let it relax down, and then slowly fold forward, letting your spine round as we come down just as far as you're able to. Once you're at your ending point, we're going to stay here for 20 seconds. So try to let your head relax, feeling a stretch throughout the back of the legs and your spine. All right, you're going to come up halfway, hands to about the knees. Bring your toes facing forward and then refold down. Relax the head, round the spine, and hang out at your ending point for 20 seconds. All right, again, coming up to the halfway point. Now we're going to angle our toes in 45 degrees and fold back down for the final 20 seconds. So by doing all of these different angles, we're hitting all points of our hamstrings. All right, slowly round and roll your back all the way back up. Head comes up last and stand center. We're moving into an upper body sequence. Standing on your mat, comfortable stance, slight bend in the knees. Lacing your fingers in behind your back, roll your shoulders down and back so you're pulling them away from your ears and slightly squeezing your shoulder blades together. From here, gently lift throughout the arms to feel a big stretch throughout the front of the shoulders and into the chest. We're going to hold here for 20 seconds. So try to relax in the legs and the hips. Just look straight forward, have your chest up. And you can lift as much as what feels comfortable for you. All right, time's up on that one. Now you're going to give yourself a great big hug. So wrapping at the elbows, grabbing as far back as you can, and almost think about pulling your shoulder blades apart and bringing your shoulders in, stretching out the back for 20 seconds. All right, and time's up. Release your arms and come back to center. We're moving into an alternating toe reach. Start with a nice wide stance on your mat. Feet are flat, toes are forward. Arms straight out at shoulder height. From here, take your opposite hand towards your foot, keeping relatively straight legs, just a soft bend in the knees. You can go down as far as you can, even if that means not touching your toe. We're going to alternate for 1 minute. So take your time on it, focus on the range of motion. You can let your back softly bend, but focus on driving the hips back. So we're stretching out the hamstrings, which is the back of the legs, as well as the spine, and a little bit into that chest with the rotation. All right, time's up. Come back to center. We're moving into pelvic tilts. Lying on your back, having your feet flat, and your knees up. Relax your upper body. From here, naturally, just lying, our back is probably going to have a little bit of space from the mat. From here, we want to tilt our pelvis and really press and glue that low back into the ground. Pause and then relax. Tilt and press, hold, and then relax. Repeating this movement for 45 seconds. So by pressing that back in, we're really contracting into the lower abdominals, as well as strengthening our stabilizers in our hips. So it's a really small movement. We should be feeling it quite a bit as it's very isolated. We're also strengthening the muscles that are going to help correct posture. All right, time's up. Come back to center on your mat. We're moving into a lower twist. Have a lie down on your mat. Have your knees up to a 90 and your arms straight out from your shoulders. From here, letting your knees fall off to one side and then turning your head over the opposite shoulder. We're going to hold here for 30 seconds. Now, if you feel any sensitivity or discomfort into your low back, feel free to place a blanket underneath your knees so they're not down quite as far. So as we're holding here, you should be feeling a stretch through the low spine. All right, time's up on that side. So come back to center, let those knees come off to the other side, and rotating your head, holding for 30 seconds. All right, time's up. Come back to center and relax on your mat. We're moving into thread the needle. Coming into tabletop position, so knees underneath the hips, feet are relaxed, hands underneath the shoulders. From here, lifting one arm up, you're gonna thread underneath, dipping that shoulder down, and then from here, coming all the way back to center and reaching up so it's in line with your body, looking up to the hand, slight pause, and repeat for 30 seconds. So really focusing on opening up throughout the spine and the chest. Focus on your range of motion as you go. Just stopping when that arm is in line though, squeeze and pause before you continue. All right, time's up on that side. Go ahead and switch for 30 seconds. So thread under, dip the shoulder, and then fully open at the top. All right, and time's up. Come back to center on your mat. We're moving into dynamic scorpion. So lying on your belly, relax your forehead on the mat and your arms straight out to the side. From here, you're gonna lift one leg, bend at the knee, and then draw it across and over just as far as you can, opening up, pause, bring it back to center, and repeat on the other side. We're gonna alternate for 45 seconds. So we're opening up in the chest and the hip from the rotation, as well as stretching out into the low back and the SI joints. All right, time's up. Come back to center on your mat. We're moving into a single leg crossover. Lying down on your mat, extending one leg flat, having the other knee bent to a 90. Taking your opposite hand to the outside of the knee and guiding it across your body as far as you are able to, and then looking over the opposite shoulder with the arm extended straight out. We're going to be holding here for 30 seconds. So you control how much that knee is coming over for what feels good for you, feeling a stretch in the low back as well as the glute of the leg crossed over. All right, time's up. Come back to center and switch, guiding that knee across, arm straight out from the shoulder, looking over the opposite side and holding for 30 seconds. Again, you're controlling how much of a stretch it is by guiding that knee, so as you settle in, feel free to see if you can bring it just a little bit further as long as it feels okay. All right, and time's up. Come back to center and relax on your mat. We're moving into child's pose twist. Coming onto your mat, bringing your knees to the outside and your toes or your feet together. Walking the hands forward and then shifting your hips back, letting your chest settle in between your arms and your forehead relax down. We're gonna hold here for 20 seconds. All right, from here, take your hands, walk it off about 45 degrees to one side, and then settle back down. So we're adding a bit into the obliques. You should be feeling it into your chest, groin, and hips. From here, walking your hands off 45 degrees the other way, and then settle back down, holding for 20 seconds. All right, time's up. So walk your hands back up and sit back to center on your mat.